The man at the head of the circle. The table is round, wide, and quietly gleaming, a circle with no sharp corners, no head in the worldly sense, just one continuous line that refuses to break. 20 young adults take their places around it, different skin tones, different hometowns, different stories, each one carrying a private question that has never found a safe place to land. At one point on that circle sits a man in his 60s, an elder whose presence feels more like gravity than status, an invisible center of calm that everything else seems to organize around. He is not higher than them, not above them, not made special by a platform or a microphone, but the way he rests in his chair makes it plain that he has walked through storms they are only just beginning to name. The room is warm and intimate, the lighting soft, the sound of cutlery and low laughter fading as the first course arrives, because something in the air already knows this is not an ordinary meal. This is an Ask Me Anything, but not the stage show kind, because here every question is run through forgiveness, unity, God, perception, and the undoing of separation before a single word of answer is allowed to leave his mouth. The first course dissolves almost as soon as it touches their tongues, a fleeting, vanishing bite, and it becomes the doorway to questions about thoughts that rush in and out, anxiety that seems to live on repeat, and the feeling that their own minds attack them. The second course is clear broth in simple white bowls, reflective enough to catch their faces on the surface, and suddenly they are asking about identity, labels, gender, race, popularity, pronouns, reputations, and who they are when none of that is being scored. The third course is raw, beautifully seasoned, unhidden on the plate, and the conversation slides into addiction, vaping, porn, scrolling, self-harm, self-sabotage, and why they keep running back to the very patterns that already proved they could not deliver peace. The fourth course is crisp and layered, and the questions turn outward but land inward, because now they want to know why people treat them the way they do, why the same fights keep happening, and whether their relationships are mirrors instead of accidents. The fifth course arrives steaming, rich with spice and heat, and that's when anger walks in openly, with questions about betrayal, cheating, abandonment, violence, revenge, justice, and the burning urge to make someone else hurt the way they hurt. The sixth course is a simple divided loaf, torn at the center and still warm, and as they pass it around the circle, they find themselves speaking about loneliness, feeling invisible, feeling like the odd one out even in a crowd that calls itself family. The seventh course is where the room subtly tilts, because forgiveness shows up both on the plate and in their eyes, and now they are whispering about wounds that feel too old, too deep, too sacred in their pain to ever be released without betraying themselves. The man at the head of the circle listens without flinching, his answers always circling back to one thing, that nothing real can be threatened, that what hurts is tied to a story already over, and that forgiveness is not saying it was fine, but seeing that what they thought happened is not who they are. The eighth course comes out full and generous, and with it come questions about purpose, career, money, talent, calling, fear of failure, fear of success, and whether they are already behind in a race they never agreed to run. The ninth course looks almost empty at first, minimalist and spare, and that emptiness finally draws out the questions about God, Jesus, prayer, church, hypocrisy, and whether there is actually something real behind all the stained glass and slogans. The 10th course is a clean, bright palate cleanser, and now they are ready to ask what is real and what is illusion, whether guilt has any substance at all, whether fear is anything but a story, and why the past feels heavier than the chair they are sitting in. The 11th course is unity, served family style in the center of the circle so that hands must reach toward one another to receive it. And the final questions rise. Why humanity fights, why tribes split, why lines are drawn, and whether the world they see is anything but a projection of a divided mind. Beneath the flavors and the plates and the nervous laughter lives the real experiment, quiet and uncompromising. Will they get bored and slide back into their phones, start thinking about games, hookups, parties, and whatever numbs the ache? Or will 3 hours disappear, as if time stepped aside to let something older and truer take its place? Some of them lean in so far they forget to eat, not because they are polite, but because the answers are not dodging their questions, not shrinking them, not judging them, but opening them like windows. Some forget their phones exist, not from discipline or rules, but because attention finally found something it would rather feed on than distraction. Some cry quietly, with shoulders that start out tense and then drop, as if a backpack full of bricks just slipped off and hit the floor. Some laugh in a way they did when they were younger, before they learned to edit themselves, and the sound moves around the circle like a small wave of relief. And when the 3 hours are technically over, no one stands up right away, because the silence that descends is not awkward or empty, but dense and alive, like the air after a storm when everything has been washed clean. Boredom never manages to find a chair at this table, because boredom cannot survive in the presence of unfiltered truth, real listening, and the trembling recognition that they are not nearly as alone, broken, or separate as they were taught to believe. The man at the head of the circle does not claim credit, does not brand the night, does not demand loyalty. He simply watches their eyes, notices the light that was always there now shining closer to the surface, and knows that what really met here was mind with mind, question with source, fear with a love that never left. 3 hours have passed, but in the place they touched together, time never arrived.